Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about constructors in Solidity. Our content is what is a constructor in Solidity, then we'll see key characteristics of constructors. So what is a constructor? A constructor is a special function that is executed when a contract is created. So it's basically a function, but we are using a different keyword, and since it's a special function, it has a different logic here. So the purpose of the constructor is to initialize the state of the contract by setting the initial values of its state variables or by performing any other necessary setup. So here we have an example of a constructor. We can have some input parameters, and we have the visibility function type here and constructor body. So we'll see a code example as well. So what are the key characteristics? So it's executed only once. Constructors are special functions that are executed only once when a contract is first created. So that's important. It's initializing state variables, which is another important point. The primary purpose of a constructor is to initialize the state variables of a contract by setting their initial values or performing any other necessary setup. So input parameters. Constructors can take input parameters, which are used to pass data into the constructor and can be used to customize the behavior of the constructor. Visibility modifiers. Constructors can have visibility modifiers which determine whether the constructor can be called from outside the contract and whether it can modify the state of the contract. So here we have an example. We have some parameters, initial value and second value, and we are basically initializing this state variable into this constructor. So let us see a code example. So here in this code, we have a constructor example. We have some state variables: owner, name, and age. Owner is an address, name is a string, and age is a uint. So we have a constructor, and we have some parameters: name and age, underscore name and underscore age, for these to start our state variables in this constructor. And we start owner with the message.sender, which is the sender of this account, and name, which is this state variable, and we just equal that to underscore name, and age equals to underscore age. So basically we initialize these state variables with these values. Okay, so we have a modifier here. I didn't mention modifiers yet, but we'll understand them. It's basically putting a condition to your function. So you don't need to understand details here, but we require message.sender equals the owner. If it's not equal, we'll get a message. Only the owner can call this function. Okay, I will use this here, but you need to concentrate on constructor for now. I just want to mention it here. So function change name. So it's a function that can change the name of the state variable, and we are using this only owner modifier here. Then or if our owner is not equal to message.sender, we will get this error message. Here we won't have a problem about it. So let us deploy this, but while deploying we need to put some parameters here. So for example, for name, let's say Joe, and for age, let's say 34. So in this regard, I'm gonna deploy the contract, and here I have my deployed contract. Okay, so I want to see age. Okay, it's 34, and name Joe, and owner, it ends with EDDC4, which is the sender of this account. It's okay. So what if I want to change the name? So let's say Alice. So in this regard, I will call the function, okay, and it should change the name to underscore new name, right? Because we are using this function here, and here we passed Alice as a parameter. So we call the function. So let us see our name. It's Alice now. So it's important to understand constructors, and we'll use constructors in almost every file we created for our projects. So that's gonna do it for this video. I will see you in the next one.